Yeah. How about our offense?
Big red lips and long blonde hair. Boom.
How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Friday, a football Friday. It is September 15th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your friendly Friday. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you're using a mobile device. Today's podcast is brought to you by your good friends right here at atscalculator.com. Check out the ATS Calculator today and get all your analytics and squeeze those numbers by using the atscalculator.com for college football, NBA, NHL, CFL, MLB, and the NFL is last night kicking away, and you want to do it with all those college football games going this weekend. Also, the 24-hour rule, you can get the 24-hour rule, my new book, and it's you don't have to pre-order, you can order it today on amazon.com or .ca. And if you haven't read this book yet, you're going to learn a lot about the psychology of sports betting, money management. Also, if you scroll down to the bottom, strength of schedule, one of my favorite chapters in this book. And folks, you can get the 24-hour rule today at amazon.com or .ca, or go to the website atsstats.com. All right, good morning, good afternoon, and good night wherever you're located on the World Wide Web. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, entering my 27th season of sports handicapping. I first got into this industry in 1998, and since that time, I created a lot of websites known as the PST, Phoenix Sports Ticket, the ATS Calculator, the World Series of Handicapping.com. Back in the day, there used to be a site called the Top100Hits.com. That was a good one too. And over 40 websites that I created since 1998. And today I hang my hat here at atsstats.com. All right, hope you had a good night last night in the Major League Baseball. I think we went 2-1 with our pick pack. Also, the game between the Vikings and the Eagles, we gave out a free pick on our YouTube channel. We did like the over in that contest. And speaking of the videos, if you go to our YouTube channel right now, and let me just bring this over. So if you go to there I am, okay? And then you go to the Raymond Report, you go to videos, just click on videos right here. I did a preview on every football game that is going to be played in NFL week number 2, and you can see all the preview. It's about 2 minutes each video, and it's all there for free. All you got to do is go to the YouTube channel, the Raymond Report Sports Betting Podcast, and go to the NFL game of your choice, and I do give you a little bit of a breakdown on all the games going down in week number 2. All right, got a good show lined up for you guys here today. As always, there's my good friend Gil the Thrill Melendez. Gil introduced the double coverage report, and you know what? He had a good week in week number 1. If I'm not mistaken, I think he went like 3-1 or 4-1 with his double coverage report, but we'll get a breakdown of week number 2. Gil will be on the show at the bottom of the hour, and if you haven't seen Gil's double coverage report, you can go to frogtownsports.com right here, frogtownsports.com, and Gil does have his double coverage report here, or you can also get it here on the website. If you go to Picks, go to Gil Melendez Premium Picks, and then you can purchase the newsletter. And he's got a nice little special going. You can get 2 weeks of the double coverage report for only $37, and you will get the 2 weeks newsletter. And Gil, at the bottom of the hour, will talk about week number 2 of the NFL, and we'll get into the NFL games. All right, let's start the show, and let's go feed the ponies. And I think we're going to head down to Gulfstream Park, one of my favorite tracks at Hallandale Myrtle Beach in Florida, near Hollywood Beach. And yeah, let's go feed the ponies at Gulfstream Park. Oh, 1 minute to post times. Better get those picks in. Yeah, they're off and running today at Gulfstream Park. And again, one of my favorite tracks in the North America. And today at Gulfstream Park in race number 1, it's at 12:50 post time. It's a $12,500 maiden claiming race, 6 furlongs on the dirt. And we're going to go with the number 1 horse, Carolina Traffic, with Rays taking a ride on the number 1 horse, Carolina Traffic, 4-1 morning line. And again, Lionel Ray's taking a ride here on the 1. Rays 44% in the money last 100 races. The number 4 horse, Geothermal, Edgar Zayas taking a ride here. Edgar Zayas taking a ride on the number 4 horse, Geothermal, 5-2 morning line. And you got Nico's Having Fun, Perez taking a ride on the 5 horse, 7-2 morning line on Nico's Having Fun. 145 in race number 1 today at Gulfstream Park. And if you're going to play the Jokers, the value play of the day is the number 2 horse, Solomon's Gold, with Miguel Angel Vasquez taking a ride here on the number 2 horse, Solomon's Gold, 3-1 morning line on the number 2 horse. And you know what? That's the horse I'm going to ride here. I'm going to put 10 to win, 10 to place on the number 2 horse today, Solomon's Gold, with Miguel Angel Vasquez taking a ride. And Vasquez 36% in the money last 100 race. Now, if you're going to play an exacta today at Gulfstream Park in race number 1, I'm going to recommend 1-4-4-5. 5-2 exacta box. And if you're going to go the trifecta route, 1-4-5, 2-4-5 trifecta. And always remember to box those horses. Today's tip sheet brought to you by the Raymond Report. Folks, you can get the tip sheet every race today at Gulfstream Park. Race 1 to 8, all for free. All you got to do is go to atsstats.com, go to horses, free tip sheet. Once you get to the page, go to the pull down menu, get Gulfstream Park, and you will get all the races courtesy of your good friends right here, atsstats.com. All right. Hey, you know what? I feel like I got my Wolfman Jack voice on today. I had football practice last night. Did a lot of talking. We did some installs last night, and I feel raspy today. I feel like I'm a Wolfman Jack. Remember, I know the millennials or the younger generation. Who's Wolfman Jack, right? I know the older generation will get it. Hey, Wolfman Jack here. But yeah, I feel like Wolfman Jack here today. My voice a little raspy. But you know what? Got a good show lined up for you guys here today. We're going to go in Major League Baseball. You know what? I'm looking at the stats at the website. Baseball fans are still cashing in and looking at the stats. In fact, baseball yesterday with NFL Thursday was our computer pick page, and our Raymond Report for baseball was the top page on the website. So yeah, they say NFL is king, but I'm telling you, there's a lot of baseball fans out there who still betting on baseball. And why would you, right? You're making money betting baseball. If you've been a member of the atsstats.com website and you go to your picks and you go to Ron's MLB pick pack, and I'm sure the members can tell you, it's $4.99 for the week, and the picks have been absolutely pretty good. You know what I mean? They've been, I would say, over 60% over the last 30 days. And if you're a member of ATS Stats, just post it in the comment. And, it's easy for me to sit here and say, yeah, the picks are good. But it's when other members can come on here and tell you, yeah, you know what? He's right. The picks have been good. And the thing is, you know what? I tell you, when I'm having a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, transparency is big with me. And when I'm having a good week, well, I'll pump those tires and I'll let you know too, right? So, yeah, baseball picks are doing very well. And I'm really happy about that. And let's get on with the SBI, the Sports Betting Index, and let's see how Major League Baseball. We did have one postponed game yesterday, and I see some of my friends are in the house. All my rowdy friends are here for Monday night, or Friday night, or Friday morning. Good morning, Ron. Really like that shirt. Yeah, it's I feel it. Hey. I don't know. I was going to say I'm feeling blue, but I'm not feeling blue. I'm feeling really good today. I don't know. It's a football Friday. The weekend's here. Hoo-ha. But yeah, so hey, good morning, Ron. Happy Friday. Yeah, happy Friday, Scott. Hey, what is this? Am I on an international Scott newsletter or something? Hey, all the members are all Scots. Hey, beat me up, Scotty. I feel like I'm on a Scott.com or something. Hey, Armando's de los Santos. God bless the man of the Raymond Report. God bless Raymond and the best report on the planet. Woohoo, Armando. Thank you, Armando. And that $10.99 check is in the mail for Armando being the number one fan club member here at the Raymond Report. But have yourself a great day, Armando. And again, thank you for tuning in each and every day. And we always love having you. All right, got a good show again. And let's go to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And you can see yesterday, 67% of the games yesterday went to the favorites. In fact, 6-3. You had 6-3 on the run line, and you also had 5-4-0 to the over-unders. On the 7-day average, you can see here that the favorites, man, I really thought the favorites would be really higher since the trade deadline, but nope. 54.7 on the year, 57.8, which is below the average, about 61% of favorites winning games straight up, right? But hey, if you're betting favorites or you're betting the run line on the underdog, and like Norm Peterson say,
it's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
Yeah, you're wearing milk-bone underwear if you're betting the run line, and 58% of the run line underdogs have won, and we're in a bearish market for favorite. I don't like betting favorite run lines. I know the price is right, but yeah, I'm more of a underdog plus. I'd rather lay more juice, get that Geico insurance, but I'd rather do that. All right, 51.1% and 49% 7-day average to the over-under. So, hey, it's a coin flip. Bet neutral market. If you're betting over-unders, just fire away. All right, let's get to the games, because at the bottom of the hour, Gil the Thrill Melendez is going to join us, and Gil will share his NFL picks for week number 2. And we'll see how he did in his contest picks this week. He's in the Circa contest and Survivor, and also the Circa Million. So, I know I did pretty well in my contest that I've joined. I'm 3-2, and then I had 6 Survivor picks, and I got 4 left. So we got to go. Pretty good week right there. All right, let's kick it off with the Yankees taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now the Bucks are coming off a 2-0 win in their last game. That was yesterday. And for the Yankees, they won 5-0 over the White Sox in their last contest. 175 is the line on the Yankees today. And we got Garrett Cole going up against Johan Oviedo for the Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Pirates, don't look now, they're on a 3-game win streak. 6-4 in the last 10. Same thing with the Yankees. But we're going to go with the Bronx Bombers in this one. 4.2 to 3.7. The over-under at 7.98. All right, to me, probably the best team in baseball, the Atlanta Braves taking on the Miami Marlins. The Braves a 190 favorite. 9 is the total. Bryce Elder going to go here today against Johnny Cueto. And you know what? Thought of a joke right there. You got to respect your elders, right? Hey-oh! A little Johnny Carson right there. But Braves are on a 2-game win streak. Last 3 games for the Marlins have gone under the total. And I do like Johnny Cueto. Johnny Cueto, when he used to be with the Giants. Man, Johnny Cueto's been everywhere. But this is going to be a good pitching match. I think the under might be worth a look here. I'll have to look at Johnny's number. But for the Atlanta Braves, 6-4 straight up, 8-2 to the over last 10, and they got a 63.4% chance. Why would you bet against the Braves in September? That's what, I think that's one thing you probably don't want to do. Especially at home, but they're on the road. So, yeah, I do like Atlanta here today. 5.1 to 3.5, the over-under at 8.66. Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Man, there's a, one thing I love about this time of year, and you get a matchup like this is playoff baseball right here. The only thing missing is the leaves falling right now, but I'm not in a rush to see the leaves start turning and the leaves falling, right? I'm enjoying this weather, 16 degrees, it's comfortable, but to me, this is like playoff baseball with the Rays and the Orioles going today. Zach Eflin going up against Jack Flaherty, and man, it's going to be a good game. Minus 135 is the price, and 8.5 is the total. And we're going to go with the Rays here, 4.7 to 4.2, the over-under, landing on 8.97. So we do like this game to fly over the total. Looking at the Baltimore Orioles last 10 games, 6-4 straight up. 5-3-2 to the over-under. And for the Tampa Bay Rays, don't look now, they're A bullish. And A bullish means that they are 5-2, 6-1, 7-0 in their last 7 games. All right, who's Mizzou's in the house? It's the network. Show me the pearls. How about we show you?
Show me the money!
There you go, Luz Mizzou. We'll show you the money here today on the Raymond Report, but I do like Tampa Bay in this one. All right, Boston Red Sox taking on the Toronto Blue Jays. Struggling big time, man. And I said it yesterday. Vladdy Guerrero, here, you want some advice? If I'm your agent, I'm saying, you know what? You might want to pass on the home run derby next year. Yeah, how about we do that? How about we don't do the home run derby? Hey, I think that would be good advice for Vladdy Jr. Minus 140 is the price tag today on the Toronto Blue Jays. Boston Red Sox totals at 8. You got Brayan Bale going up against Jose Barrios. Come on, Jose. No way, Jose. Let's go stop that. Stop the bleeding here. We're on a 4-game losing streak. Hey, we're on a 4-game losing, like I'm part of the team or something, right? I am a Blue Jay fan though, but you guys know that, being from Ottawa and all. But the Toronto Blue Jays are on a 4-game losing streak, and actually, my football team's on a 4-game losing streak too. But that's here or there. The last 4 games I've gone over the total, and we're gonna go with the Blue Jays here, 4.7 to 4.2. The over/under at 9.06. So we do like this game to fly over the total. And you know what? Just what the doctor ordered. Get Texas out of town. Bring in Boston, and let's see if we can stop the bleeding here today at the Rogers Center. First pitch, 7:07 Eastern. Cincinnati Reds taking on the New York Metropolitans. The Mets going to send lefty David Peterson to the hill against Hunter Green for the Cincinnati Reds. Mets on a 3-game win streak, 6-4 in the last 10. You can see the value index, though, is showing plus 112 and they're minus 115 favorite. So this is basically a pick 'em line. If you do like Cincinnati, I probably lean towards the run line. And we do have the Reds winning today, 4.2 to 3.9. The over-under at 8.24. So we do like this game, too. Go over the total. And again, New York Mets on a 3-game winning streak. And for Cincinnati, they are 5-5 in their last 10 games. Kogo is at 36%. Kogo stands for chance of game going over the total. All right, you got Texas Rangers taking on the Cleveland Guardians. The Guardians coming off a 6-5 loss 2 days ago to the San Francisco Giants. And then you got the Texas Rangers. Yeah, they want to stay in Toronto. They would love to do another 4-game series with the Blue Jays. Man, they scored like 40 plus runs in that series. And get out of town, says the Blue Jays. 6-game win streak for the Texas Rangers, and we got them winning today as a minus 125 chalk. I had them listed at minus 157 on my value index, and you know what? It's like the stock market, right? Right now, if you're going to buy Texas on the stock market, their value is very bullish right now, and I had them listed at 157. You're getting a discount, though, at 125, but the old saying in investing, what goes up must come down. So be very, very careful betting on Texas today, which last 5 games for the Rangers have gone over the total. Minnesota Twins taking on the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox going to send Jesse Schultens to the hill against Bailey Ober of the Minnesota Twins. Now, the Twins, a 175 favorite. I have them listed at 147, and you can see we do have them winning today, 5.2 to 3.9. The over-under at 9.19, so we do have it going over the total. Last 2 games for the Twinkies have gone over. They are 6-4 straight up in their last 10 games, 6-4 to the over. And for the Chicago White Sox, struggling. 3-7 straight up in their last 10 games. They are 56-91 on the season. Washington taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brew Crew, one of our plays last night. And again, we went 2-1 with our members selection in the pick packs. And hopefully we'll go with the hat trick tonight. You got Wade Miley going here today for the Milwaukee Brewers up against Jake Irvin for the Washington Nationals. And we're going to lean with the Brew Crew in this one. 5.1 to 3.8. The over-under at 9.04. So we do like this game to go over the total, and we're going to give Milwaukee a 63.2% chance of winning compared to 31.7% for the Nationals. And we do have the last 3 games for Milwaukee to go under the total. Houston Astros taking on the Kansas City Royals. The Royals going to send the old veteran Zach Greinke to the hill up against Christian Javier of the Houston Astros. And let's take a look at Christian's numbers on the season. He is 9-3, a 4.7 ERA. Zach Greinke, man, 1-15 with a 5.47 ERA. But what can you do? You're playing for the Royals, eh? It is what it is. You are what your record says you are, right, Bill? And right now, your record is not good, right? Struggling. How about our offense? When are we going to put it together? Yeah, put that offense together. All right, so we do like Houston 5.2 to 4.1. The over-under landing on 9.39. All right, let's take a look at the Philadelphia Phillies taking on the St. Louis Cardinals. And the Phillies, a 142 favorite, 8.5 is the total. We're going to lean with the Aaron Nola over Zach Thompson today at Busch Stadium. 4.6 to 4.3, the over-under, landing on 8.95. So we do like this game to fly over the total. Aaron Nola and the Phillies got a 49.1% chance of winning compared to 47.5 for the St. Louis Cardinals, whose last 2 games have gone under the total. But no, you know what? Cardinals playing some good baseball right now, 7-3 in their last 10 games. St. Louis plus run line might be worth a look here today. All right, game got canceled last night in Colorado. I think they're going to play that doubleheader on Saturday. Good call for the Major League Baseball. You know, if you're going to put, Colorado's, the Buffaloes are playing at night, right? So might as well put that doubleheader. And then if you're in Colorado, Denver, you got 3 games to you can go to doubleheader, Colorado game in San Fran, and then at 10 o'clock Eastern, go watch the Buffaloes take on the Rams in college football. All right, minus 225 is the line. 11 is the total here, and we're going to lean with Logan Webb over Chase Anderson, 6.1 to 4.6, the over-under at 10.75, and we're going to give San Fran a 64.7% chance of winning over Chase Anderson and the Rockies. Halos taking on the Tigers. You can see the Detroit Tigers off a 8-2 win over Cincy yesterday afternoon. You got Tarek Skubal going to toe the rubber today against Griffin Canning of the Los Angeles Angels. Angels 4-6 in their last 10 games, while the Tigers 5-5. Value index time, 132 is my line, 115 is the price tag, and we do have the Tigers winning 4.1 to 3.8, the over-under at 8.04. So we do like this game to go over the total. 7.5 looks like a very low number. Chicago Cubs taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks, who got spanked yesterday. In fact, 11-1 was the final. Holy cow, hey?
Holy cow!
Yeah, holy cow, Harry. 11-1. Yeah, that's a woodshed game, eh? They took him beyond the woodshed. All right, minus 150 is the price tag. 8.5 is the line. 4.6 to 4.1, the over-under, landing on 8.85. And looking at the Cubbies, last 8 games have gone under the total. Wow, 8 under, so, and 1-9 in the last 10. Minus 131 is my price tag. 150 is the line. And you know what? Arizona at home could be worth a look here. But the bad news is they're on a 3-game losing streak. And but I think they do play better at home. Let me go to my dashboard. Let me go to Major League Baseball. Let's go to that game between Arizona. And what you're seeing right now is the Ram Report. And again, it's included in your membership here at ATS Stats. And the Arizona Diamondbacks, 38-37 on the road, 38-35. Wow, you can't get more balanced than that. 38-35, 38-37. That's even Steven, as Seinfeld would say, right? That's pretty much a law of average play. But looking at their situation at home, 10-10 against those B-type teams, 8-10-2. You know what? Still like Arizona plus the run line. Yeah, I think I would lean towards that. All right, let's get back to this one. And I would take Arizona on the run line today against the Cubbies. San Diego taking on the Oakland Athletics. Now, Oakland going to send Sean Newcomb to the hill against Seth Lugo of the San Diego Padres. Padres struggling. Yeah, you know what? Let me see what San Diego's record is since like August 1st. I don't think it's that good, eh? I'm not a rocket scientist, but I did stay at a Hotel 6 last night, a Motel 6. So, I got a feeling San Diego's record is not going to be that good. But let's take a look. And let me see here. Let's go to August 1st, 2023. Today is September 15th. You know what? My mom's birthday today, September 15th. And let's do that. And let's survey says. Let's go right to the bottom. Oh, all right, San Diego. Where's San Diego? Arizona. Arizona since 19-22. Colorado 18. Ooh, struggling. Yeah, 17-23. Not good, eh? Brady Hoax when he found out Urban Meyer was at Ohio State. Not good. All right, 5.1 to 3.5. Yeah, so we're going to lean with the Padres on the computer pick. But you know what? I wouldn't even touch this game. Even though it's at Oakland, I think Oakland plus the run line might be worth the value play of the day. And for the LA Dodgers taking on the Seattle Mariners, there's another good game. That's right up there with Tampa Bay and Baltimore. Minus 110 is the price tag. 7.5 is the over-under. We're going to lean with Bobby Miller. Hey, Bobby Miller. Sounds like a new beer. Bobby Miller up against George Kirby of the Seattle Mariners. And we got 4.1 to 3.8. The over-under at 7.9 97. So we do like this game to fly over the total. And speaking of flying, the Dodgers' last 10 games, 70% of those games have gone over the total. All right, Cubs line dropped 10 cents since the show started. It says Scott. Hey, you can only comment if your name is Scott here on a Friday, right? It seems like we only got Scotties here on the Friday. But who's Mizzou's in the house? And yeah, the line, hey, you know what? Line could be a head fake, Scott. Watch those head fakes, right? Those bookmakers. Damn you, bookmakers. But yeah, so keep an eye out on that. But there you go. That is your Rain Report, MLB. And again, guys, you know what? If you go to your dashboard and you go, here's another good, let's say you don't have a lot of time to handicap, go to your report card. And then once you get to your report card, go to MLB. And then once you're in MLB, click on game matchups. Here's a nice snapshot that I like to use when I'm handicapping, and it's color-coded, right? So everything in yellow tells you the team is either neutral or, neutral, meaning 3 and 4, 4 and 3. Yeah, September, baby. That's Scott. Hey, holy cow.
Holy cow!
Yeah, good one, Scott. Hey, that's what I like. I like an engaging audience who has a good sense of humor. Especially, I like dry sense of humor, right? Like good sarcasm. There's nothing better than good sarcasm humor. All right, Atlanta, if they're in green, they're bullish. So meaning they're either 5-2, 6-1, or 7-0 in their last 7 games. And we give you the daily market value index, right? When you're dealing in sports betting, you know, we talked about it yesterday. And you know, I should have started the show off with my Raymond report. I was saying to myself this week, you got to do a better job talking about the Raymond report fundamentals, right? Value, percentage play, performance cycles, player availability, a money management system. And the 2 key principles of the Raymond report: shop for value, play the percentages, right? When you think of sports betting, think about that. You know, there's a thousand things you can think about when you're thinking about sports betting: indicators, underdogs, over-unders, system, blah blah blah. You know, but it boils down to this: do I got value in what I'm buying? And is the percentage play in my favor? In the new world we live in sports betting, in the parity world, it's all about percentage play. And if the percentages are in your favor, you got to go hunt down those percentages, and you got to make sure the value is in your court, right? It's you know, I say it all the time. It's like my pizza analogy. You want that 2-for-1 pizza for $5, or do you want that deluxe for 40, right? You know, it's a really good pizza at $40, or do you want to go cheap and get two mediums for like $5? But you get what you pay for, right? But if you get that deluxe value pizza, well, you know, for $40, you're going to get a good pizza. The 5 golden rules of sports betting. Always remember, bookmaker's not your friend. Less is more. And let me see here. Number 3, understand the ABCs of me. Hey, where's my ABCs?
These are the ABCs of me, baby.
Yeah, these are the ABCs of me, baby. Now we're talking about the A-type teams that are 60% or higher. B-type teams, those are your average Joes. And the C-type teams, like an old high school sweetheart, they're going to break your heart when you bet on them, right? 4th rule of the sports betting is bear cycles. Try to avoid betting teams that are in a bear cycle, teams that are 0-7, 1-6, 2-5, and maintain a disciplined money management system. And if you want to see my top 10 sports betting tips, go to Learn Rain Report, and I give you 10 good tips right here, and I give you situational handicapping. And oh yeah, look at that, Ron Raymond wrote a book, so I'm always plugging my book. Here it is, the 24-hour rule, and we can get it today at Amazon.com or .ca. All right, so speaking of back to the forecast, where was I here? Boom. All right, where is it? All right, I got to go back to it. So again, go to your dashboard and go to the report card. And then once you go to report card, go to MLB, go to game matchups, and there's your snapshot. And remember, teams in pink, those are teams that are, as Joe Namath would say, struggling. You want to try to avoid those type of teams. And you know what? Just with the doctor order for the Toronto Blue Jays, a struggling Boston Red Sox team that comes to town. But they made a fire in the administration yesterday. They fired their baseball guy. So they're going to come in here, pins and needles, because everybody's going to be looking. You know, you get to that point of the year, right? It's like, players play for contracts, and managers and executives, well, they're playing for their jobs, right? And if you if you're not doing well, you could be hitting the unemployment line very soon. But the thing the one thing in sports, if you have a lot of friends, you'll probably have a job waiting for you. All right, let me see here. Let me get that. And also, the NFL. The NFL, we're still early, but before we get to Gil the Thrill Melendez, value, right? So last night, let's take a look at the value. So last night, the Minnesota Vikings played Philadelphia. Now, depending on your line you got, I had -6 and 49.5. So if I go here And I wanted to see, like last night, Philadelphia Eagles, an A-type team at home against, let me see here, a C-type team like Philadelphia because they lost their home opener, minus 6.8, right? So right there in the bookmakers' wheelhouse. And if you go right here to Underdog and we go look at Minnesota, a C-type team on the road against those A-type teams, 5.71, right? So that's when you know you're buying that pizza. That's when you know you have value. And if you want to see, like, say, for instance, Denver taking on Washington. So Denver's favored by 4. Let's go to the Broncos. Now, they did lose last week. And you know what? Because we only played one game, there's no B-type teams, right? There's no team that's 1-1. So it's either A or C's, and that's what I kind of like right now at this time of year. So Denver at home against those, Washington won last week, so Washington's an A-type team. So Denver at home against those A-type teams, minus 3.2. So Denver overvalued this weekend against the Commanders, and for the Commanders, they did win last week. They're on the road against an A-type team. Normally those A-type, Denver lost, so 2.5. So you know what? Getting +2, you're getting +4. I think Washington might be great value. All right, let's see if my good friend Gil the Thrill Melendez is ready to rock and roll. And I'm just going to take a quick peek right here. And Gil the Thrill is ready to go. But before we get Gil, let's cue the music.
Welcome, Frogtown Sports, to the podcast, home of the most favorable pick, sharing knowledge and insight gathered over the past 25 years in the NFL. Situations to look out for, red flags to avoid, and stats that are relevant to help us find that likely cover. Now, here's your sports handicapping host and the curator of NFL angles.
1, 2, 3.
Ron Raymond and Gil Melendez.
Gil the Thrill Melendez, that is. And let's get Gil the Thrill on the show right now. And good morning, Gil.
How's it going?
Hey, doing great. I don't know. I feel, you know what? I don't know. I got a little bit bounce in my step here this morning. I just, some days, maybe it's the 2 coffees, eh? Maybe I got to stick to decaf or something. But, I feel like I got a good little bounce in my step this morning. Feeling good. It's Friday. And, had football practice last night. The team was on point. And, And how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing good, man. I'm looking forward to lunch now. That I'm going to get a $40 piece of pizza. But, yeah, you're right. The last time I had 2 for $10 pizza was probably in college. You got to go with the good Mamma Mia's pizza,
Yeah.
But to get the value, you got to use the app. So you get that $40 down to $30. There's your value play.
Exactly. No, you know what? That's you did pretty well last week also with your double coverage report. I was looking at the from last week. Did you go 3-1 or 4-1 or something like that?
4-1 on the DCR.
Yeah.
Double coverage report. Yeah.
Yeah, DCR. And that's hey, you know what? And you're in the circuit contest, the Survivor. Man, it's always feels good to get off the right foot, right? When you start in these contests.
It does. The Survivor is just something else, man. $9.2 million up for grabs. To get a piece of that would be nice.
Yeah. And chip away,
we're
right?
We're gonna take a shot at it.
Yeah. Speaking of shot, did you watch that game last night with the Vikings and Eagles?
You know what? I didn't. I was preparing for this. I had it on, but I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
But I saw this morning.
I saw the fourth quarter. I had football practice last night from 8 to 10. Then when I got in, I was able to catch the fourth quarter. And I had the over in that game. I gave some videos on the Ram Report YouTube channel, and I there comes a trust factor with quarterbacks, right? And looking last night, and the number one question I had: can I trust Kirk Cousins on the road against Philadelphia Eagles, who really, when they played last week, did enough to win that game. Could have went either way, but Philadelphia is showing the scrappiness that I kind of like of their head coach, right? One thing is, me as a coach, I always look at the demeanor of coaches, and I don't mind Sirianni being fiery like that. It's football. Like I tell our players all the time, listen, this ain't pillow fighting. There's a team on the other side that wants to knock your head off. You can't approach a football game and expecting kumbaya and group hugs and all that stuff. Like, guys, guess what? that team across the field, that when you're in stretch, they're there to knock your head off. So if you either you want to be the nail or the hammer, and I kind of like the way Sirianni coaches, and I love his fireness. And it's just, but the thing with those type of coaches who are very emotional and demonstrative, you got to be careful, right? Because it could work against you sometimes too.
Right. Well, I tell you what, those are the indicators. If you like a coach, a defense, etc. But coaches are very important. And if you, all you got to do is look at Sanders Deion Sanders to know that coaching can turn things around. And I personally believe he's doing a good job there in Colorado. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I've been coaching for over 30 years, and there's certain values that I have when it comes to coaching. And you're not just a football coach. You're also a social worker. You're trying to really mentor young athletes to help them get to it's not everybody that wants to go after high school, go play Division I football or go to the NFL. And like I say to all my friends, that I said, look, you know what we do as a football coach is that you're preparing these young men or women playing football to the next chapter in their life. And that could be and joining the next team. And the next team, I always tell them, could be the police department, could be the army, could be the fire department. Yeah. It could be anything that involves teamwork, right? So I'm seeing what Deion is doing over there. I get the angle of the bulletin board material and using that, but I think that can only go so far. And he's picking his spots, right, against Colorado State. Like, he won't do that against Alabama, Ohio State, But hey, you know what? In the meantime, he's got when you got a team all in and they believe that's you're doing your job. Bill Belichick says all the time, everybody do your job. He's got those players believing and playing for him, and they're all in. So hey, you know what? College football, people are going to say, did it need a shakeup? I don't know. I don't know if it needed a shakeup, but it's fun to watch, and it's fun to watch. And at the end of the day, we're all involved in football. And if it's if more people are talking about football, then I think it's great.
That's it.
All right,
let's talk more football.
Yeah, let's get more football. So week number 2 is upon us, and I don't know if you watched the show on I don't know if it was Monday or Thursday. I can't remember. Anyway, I talked about the one of the things. I'll bring it up here on the website, so this way we can all know what I'm talking about. And I think it was about underdogs being like 9-2 on the road this week. I thought let me see, where was it? What is it? This article right here? Maybe not. I think it was crap. Let me go back to my SBI, the Sports Betting Index. But oh no, you know what it was? Aha, I know where it was. All right, let me go back here, the Running Report system. And let's go right down here. So I'm tracking, what I'm doing is I'm tracking situational handicap. I talked about the 4 roles of teams, and it could be on any sport. Home favorites, home underdogs, road favorites, road underdogs. And I didn't count 2020, the COVID year, because I just felt that year was a little bit weird, and I just left that out. So I went pre-COVID, 2019, and then 21-22. And what I found, Gil, was that home favorites won 65% of the games, but only covered 46%. Home underdogs won 35.6% of the games, covered 51.3%. Road favorites won 65% of the games, 50% covered, and road underdogs won 34.3% of the games and 53.6% covered. Of all the covers, the road underdogs, and when you and I said this the other day on the show, when you think of roles, which one makes you have a better, like the warm and fuzzies, right? The home and the favorites, because you're at home, you got your crowd, and you're the favorite, so you got 2 things going for you, right? Home underdogs, you got 1 thing going for you. Road favorites, you got 1 thing going for you. And road underdogs, you got nothing going for you. Right. But the thing that with road underdogs, for some reason, from a market psychology point of view, 53.6% covering the spread. But when I look at so far this year, and it's only week 1, but still, when you compare it to the 3-year average, I'm saying, you know what? Like last week, home favorites went 4-7. Home underdogs 2-3, road favorites 3-2, but road underdogs 7-4, 92%. The most popular one, well, it probably, from a contrarian point of view, the least popular one that people are going to bet, but the bookmakers probably did very well on that. And what's your thought, just using this scenario and this situational handicapping? How would you feel going into week number 2 knowing these numbers?
Well, those numbers do scare me because right now I don't on my 5, I don't have any road road dogs. So
Which
right
is
away,
good. Which is good.
right. So but I again, I look at those stats, and we're gonna have a few here when we go through these my picks.
Yep.
And it goes back and forth. When you look at it, I don't have a favorite in saying I'm going to just specifically look for home favorites -2.5, or I'm going to look for road dogs plus 3.5, or more. It all depends on the situation.
Yep.
Looking at the coaches, looking at the players, looking at their offensive scheme, looking at the splits. But I generally will only look at the stats applying to that game. So, if unless it's a system, like you're saying, I and that it has to be something that's going to be really jumping out at me.
Yeah. And here's my
I always look for something greater than 60%. So, but
yeah, that's my rationale here is that knowing that what goes up must come down, and when I see that 9-2, and looking at the 3-year average, it's not going to be 82% road dogs the entire year. So this is a week where you probably look at home favorites, and started off good last night with the Eagles getting the win, and depending on the number you got, but I think they got the cover at most spots, right?
Right. I think it got down to 5.5.
There you go. All right, Gil, you ready to talk some contest picks right now?
Yeah, we'll go. We'll start off with my first pick, which is also going to be my most favorable. I like Cincinnati -3 at home versus Baltimore. The Bengals are 3-1 in their last 4 versus the Ravens. They're 6-0 after the Browns, and they're 4-0 after a division road. So right there, those are the angles. So let's see if we can match up our systems to meet that. So teams playing in the second divisional game in week 2 are 33-13 straight up and 70% against the spread. So
Wow.
that's nice. Teams that lost as a road favorite in week 1 are 19-9 against the spread, 68% over the last 10 years. And teams that lost on the point spread of more than 14 points in week 1 divisional games are 13-6-1 against the spread.
Wow.
So I like the split here. Also, you got a just slightly over 50% on the tickets, and you got to see a lot of money is on Cleveland. So
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Cleveland. I'm sorry, with Cincinnati, and also Baltimore. If you're looking at the injury reports, they have a long list of injury reports on both sides of the ball. So I'm gonna like Cincinnati -3 at home.
Yeah, and you know what? I kind of like the quarterback matchup right there too, right? And Zach Taylor, against the old veteran Harbaugh. You know what? I do like that pick. I do like Cincinnati. Often, Cincinnati has a history of slow starts, and when you look at Baltimore, in Cincinnati, 3-7 last 10 games. So I agree with you, Gil. I think Cincinnati is the play here, and in fact that you get Lamar Jackson always scares you no matter what. But Joe Burrows, here's my only question with Joe Burrows is that the calf really healed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I'm Joe Burrows, but I pulled my calf at a football camp and it took me like forever to heal it. But I'm 55, not 20 something, right? But the thing with calf muscles is it going to restrict him from really like his escapeness, right? Is he gonna have to get out of the pocket? Is he gonna be rushed out? Is that gonna hamper him? But last week it's tough to tell because it was a really wet track, as they say in the in the horse racing industry.
Right.
But we'll see this weekend.
I think they're gonna have they'll have their game plan. But the cherry on top, I got the against the spread stats.com super data base tells us that Cincinnati is 10-6-1 home as favorites in their second of back-to-back division.
Nice.
So that's 54% on Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Next, we got Tennessee at home +3 versus the Chargers. Tennessee is 6-1 against the spread versus the AFC West and 5-1 as the non-division home dog, greater than 1 point. Again, ATSstats.com super database tells us that home dogs off one ATS win playing in week 2 are 34-29 against the spread. Again, 54%. But what I like about this game is when I was looking at it is that last December, these two teams played and it was 17-14 on the side of the Chargers. So I'm Rabel is the defensive, coach. The Chargers are, more offensively driven. I think, avenging this loss, I think Rabel's going to have enough to slow down Herbert. And I think Tannehill will do enough and special teams will do enough to keep this game close and actually come up with the outright win. What I do see here also is that the splits, this is a true contrarian play, meaning that there's 35% on the money and the tickets. Now, when I look at this, and the numbers are the same. Again, it's Friday at 10 a.m. I don't think a lot of money is being played on this as of right now, but obviously over the weekend, those numbers are going to change. I would like to see the tickets stay low, and I'd like to see the money come on in the on this Tennessee side. Yeah. So if we can get a low ticket count with the more money, that'll definitely pull the trigger for me. But either way, right now we'll see come Sunday morning. But I like Tennessee +3 to keep this one out close and out and possibly win outright.
Yeah, you know what? Here's a couple of things I love about this pick too. Is that you got a team coming off a 1-point loss last week to New Orleans. So from a market psychology point of view, people are like, "How do you lose to New Orleans, right? Like, how do you go to New Orleans and lose to the Saints?" And Tennessee, the last a good team the last 3-4 years with Vrabel. And the Chargers, they were in it was like a college Oklahoma against Texas Tech shootout last week. 36-34 was the final there. And offensively, they can put numbers on the board. Defensively, they weren't able, like Bart Scott would say, couldn't stop a nosebleed. And they had trouble stopping the Chargers. And you're right. Last year, 17-14 was the score. And I like the pick. And when you look from analytics, the only little, indicator that scares me just a bit is that Tennessee's 1-7-2 last 10 against the Chargers. But going into this one, hey, we're not asking them to win the game. We're just asking them to cover the game. That's the good news, right?
Right. And I think they'll get their revenge.
There you go. All right, so Gil likes Cincinnati as pick number 1. Tennessee Titans to +3. I think that's a great pick. Yeah, I kind of like that Geico insurance. And pick number 3, you like Kansas City, Gil. Why?
I do like Kansas City. This is, I need, if you look at the summary here, I have the high tickets and money on Kansas City, but the future movement will definitely solidify my side or stay away. But I do like Kansas City for the fact that they're home. They're 4-0 as a home favorite off a loss. They're 5-0 if they score less than 20 points. And they're 5-1 against the spread versus Jacksonville. But what I really like is
Kansas City's on the road, right? You meant?
Kansas City's on the road.
Yeah.
And then that's another thing. So if you got Kansas City on the road, -3.5 versus a strong team here. So a lot of people are going to say, well, we got Jacksonville, it's a strong home dog, getting 3.5 points against Kansas City, who lost last week. Let's jump on Jacksonville. Yeah. So right now it looks like that's not the case because 91% of the money is on Kansas City, 84% of the tickets. But since 2010, teams that lost as an away favorite in week 1 are 17-9 against the spread in week 2. And but on the flip side, and moreover, the teams that won in week 1 facing teams that lost in week 1 are 41% against the spread. So those two, lean for Kansas City to cover. And I just, I love Mahomes, and I think that whole team is going to come out fighting, and I'm hoping to see them have a flawless game, against a good Jacksonville Jaguar team.
Yeah.
But again, I want to see those numbers change, move, change a little bit. So we'll see Sunday morning what this looks like. But as of right now, I am on Kansas City minus 3.5 at Jacksonville.
Yeah, look at the money. 91% of the money on Kansas City so far.
Yeah.
And you look at this, the revenge spot here for Jacksonville, right? 27-20 last year in the playoffs was a victory for the Chiefs. And was that a playoff game? January, 21st. I think that was a playoff game, 27-20. And you're looking at the history between these two teams. Well, actually, let's go back to last week for the Jacksonville Jaguars, a 10-point win over Indianapolis. Indianapolis, man, I had them +5, and when I saw Richardson go down, I said, crap. Now you're bringing the backup quarterback who's been watching the game like a fan all day, being clipboard Jesus, and now it's just wow. It was a tough, because Richardson, the thing he brings with the RPOs is that and that's the new thing too with the RPOs, the run pass options. Anytime you get on the goal line and you spread out your receivers and you're just trying to read the end, Richardson has that ability to go get you that 1 yard where last week they couldn't do it. And Kansas City, they got a wake-up call on Thursday Night Football, and in Kelsey, hopefully Kelsey will be okay. And the one thing with the NFL is the injuries is just you really don't know if Kelsey's going to be 100% to go or not. Right. If he's in, then I love that pick 100%. If he's out, I'm probably backing up. Probably. Right. But can you imagine if Kansas City lose that game, they start 0-2? Holy crap!
Yeah. Sky's falling.
All right, let's. Speaking of skies falling, New England Patriots. They're the best quarterback was the halftime show. He was doing a speech, but you got the Miami Dolphins off a big road win, and you know what? Here's the spot for the Dolphins. Now they played last week on the West Coast, and now they have another road game. And this time it's on the East Coast against the Patriots, a division rivalry. But Gil, the thrill, you kind of like New England in this one, and
I do. I mean, this is a division game. Obviously, New England Patriots actually haven't covered against Miami since September 13th, 2020. So Miami is actually 5-0 against the spread against the Patriots, and after last week, I don't see how people can say that the Patriots can keep this close. But against week 2 back-to-back away teams, they're 1-14 against the spread. And since 2010, teams that won in week 1 facing again teams that lost are 41% against the spread. So week 2 favorites, underdogs, are less than 3 points, playing an opponent that scored more than 30 points in week 1 are 38-17, 69% of the spread. And finally, the NFL teams in game 2 of the season off a straight up underdog win in game 1 in which they scored 35 points or more are 2-14. So those system plays have me, a division game +3 at home. Miami just looks so good, and I don't see why this Miami Dolphins aren't the ones -3.5 like Kansas is at Jacksonville, but Kansas City's the one. So this leads me to believe that again that the Patriots looked good last week. They couldn't get it done, but I think they will keep this one close and surprise a lot of people who can say, how can Miami just destroy it last week and then lose this week?
Yeah, and so when you look at that game, New England last week, they started slow. They were down 14-0 at halftime, or they were down like 10 points, or anyway, they were down in the first half, and they looked like they weren't going to be in it. And then they found Hunter Henry. And when I look at New England, and for whatever reason in New England, the tight ends play a huge role in a Belichick offense, in the team's offense. It's not his offense. I know he's a defense coordinator, but for some reason, tight ends, when you think of Gronk and, the tight ends play a big role in New England. And when I look at Hunter Henry, he's going to be a big weapon here for Mac Jones and the New England Patriots. So as far as Mac Jones goes, and if he finds Hunter Henry, I see where you're going with that pick. To me, I probably think it's more of a contrarian play. I think a lot of people are going to be on Miami because what they did last week and that offense they have. But the thing is, there's this mystery. Well, not mystery, but everybody, the Belichick effect, right? Every time you think of New England, that Belichick effect, how is he going to contain this offense? He's a defensive mastermind. But New England +3 is that's a gutsy call. Personally, myself, I don't think I'm going to touch that game. But I like the pick, though. I like the pick because if the parity, and I said this at the top of the show, the new world we live in is about parity. And, if the favorites were to win all the time, man, we wouldn't be in sports betting. So, you know what I mean? But New England +3, those are big. That's a big call.
Well, as far as looking at this and making me, this is a Sunday night game. I'm playing, 3 Sunday games,
that's right. Sunday
night games, and a Monday night game. But I still like the Patriots here because, if you look at the splits, they're slightly over 50% or 58% on the tickets, but 69% on the money. So they're showing that there's more money going on the Patriots. And if we see that trend again, come Sunday morning, that's still around 70% and 55% on the tickets. That'll make me feel a lot more comfortable pulling the trigger on
make you sleep
Patriots.
Better. Hey, make you sleep better.
I still think it should still be around that same thing. But we're going to go with New England Patriots division dog at home.
Wow, that's a lot of money. 69% on the Patriots right now. I thought it'd be lower than that, but now I'm really curious to Sunday morning to see what that number is going to be if it's going to stay right there.
Right.
So
same with Kansas City. Both those two are going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Monday Night Football. Here's one I love with you too. You like the Steelers, I believe, right? You're on the Cleveland -2.5. My God, Gil Robert. Hey, that you know what though? That's what makes this the fun part, right? And this way we're not agreeing with each other, right?
Right. Well, these, let's see here. Both these tickets, the split is slightly under Cleveland. So it's a contrarian play on Cleveland on the road at Pittsburgh. But Pittsburgh is 0-5 against the spread in second of back-to-back home games, and 1-3 against the spread at home on Monday nights. I'm sorry, 0-5 against the spread in the second back-to-back. But what I like is this is a system that I've been tracking, and it's one of my top 20, I guess you could say, that I would look for. And it's early in the season. The Monday night system is to play on a favorite off a win against a division rival when playing on Monday night. That's 33-10, 77%. Now, what I like about this is similar to a division, in my mind, is a division game before a bye. So a home team that's playing a division before a bye, that's that's a play on, because they got their bye coming up. They know they just got to play hard this game, and they're off for 2 weeks. Now with this Monday night, this is their second back-to-back division. This is the first game division for Pittsburgh. So this game for Cleveland going into Pittsburgh is going to really play hard, because if they can get this, go 2-0 in the division, they're going to be in good shape, moving forward, obviously, throughout the rest of the year. But we're going to see. Right now, I do like the fact that, teams playing their second straight division game in week 2 are 33-14 against the spread. So we'll see what happens. Division again. I think division. We'll go with Cleveland minus the 2.5.
Yeah, and here's the thing, right? Let's play a what if game. What if Pittsburgh was minus 2.5? What would be the market psychology? The bookmakers know that if they put Cleveland that Pittsburgh is one of those storied franchises, right? They're like Dallas, they're like the 49ers. They know there's a crowd, there's a fan base that's going to bet Pittsburgh no matter what. But if you put Pittsburgh minus 2.5, man, 80% of the betting public is going to bet Steelers. Now you threw a curveball. Now people are ready to bet and they say, whoa, hang on here. What? Cleveland 2.5? Okay, well now the old adage is this: what does the bookmaker know that we don't know? Why is Cleveland the favorite? Because people are going to be betting Pittsburgh, and they had a pretty good preseason. But those two division games, you're right. That's somebody doesn't like Cleveland to put them right there, 1-2 right out of the gate, and Pittsburgh on a Monday night. Man, now you got me thinking. Hey, I kind of went into this conversation leaning towards Pittsburgh. Now you got me thinking. And that's the beauty about sports betting, right? It doesn't take much.
It is, and that's I've gotten so much. Again, from I've been following you for a while, and like I said, a lot of my databases, I have it marked Ron Raymond's stats.
Nice.
So I cite them. But that's what I love about it. That's why I want to hear stuff from the bullpen too, because I'm sure they have. They're saying probably something. For example, here's my brother-in-law, who's a big Pittsburgh Steeler fan. He would always just, and when this game is, it doesn't matter what it was, the dog in this game, he would just play.
Yeah.
Whoever the dog is in this game, he'll play it. And,
more of a value play, right? More of a value.
Right. So, but that's my, my take on Cleveland Browns, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what this line movement is. Again, see if more money comes in on them. And
here's the good news. Using my my strength of schedule chart, anytime Cleveland's on the road against a team below 500, they're 8-2 straight up, 6-3-1 against the numbers. So that's pretty good. While Pittsburgh at home against A-type teams, 6-4, 5-5 against the number. But here, for contest purpose, you got to lay 2.5. But for betting purpose, people out there, if you're gonna bet Cleveland, take them on the money line. Spend that Geico insurance. Get And right now, when I look at the Cleveland Browns on Monday night, the money line is hovering about 138. So you know what? It's like betting Sonny Gray on Minnesota, type thing. And I would lean towards if you're betting, money line minus 138. I'll lead to $38 more to not sweat out a field goal game or type thing, right?
What's funny is that I never thought of that until recently when I heard you say it. It's like people will play minus 130, 138 all the time on baseball. Yep. But when it comes to
betting,
to football, it's like, oh no, I'm not going to lay that much. I'm going to take the points. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like where's my Denny against the rules?
No, you don't do that.
You don't do that.
Oh no, never.
Why not?
Against the rules.
Against the rules, the little slap shot analogy there. Remember in slap shot against the rules? Well, people think that's the rules. Like, oh, it's minus 2.5, so that's the rules. You got to do it. No, it's, you know what? Yeah, it's just we've been programmed for like 20, 30 years on point spread. People of our generation, doing contest sheets and, minus 2.5, you got to bet it. And, I started doing this about 3 years ago in the NBA. When I said watching NBA games, and I'm saying, you know what, man, the last 2-minute NBA game will just drive you nuts if you got like minus 1, minus 2 with all the fouls and the free throws. And I'm saying, why don't just bet money line and stop sweating these stupid foul shots at the end, And it's the same thing in football. So, all right, Gil. So, Gil the Thrill Melendez is, he had a 4-1 week last week, and this week he's taken Cincinnati, Tennessee plus the points, Kansas City minus 3.5, New England plus the points, and Cleveland minus 2.5. And that's Stone Cold Steve Austin would say, Gil.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Yep, and that's up now, Frogtown Sports. So if you want to just, right there on the front page, you can pull it up. And also, again, just check back on Sunday morning at noon. We'll update it and put down some more summaries.
So I'm on Frogtown Sports right now, Gil. So if a member buys your tip sheet, your double coverage report, where would he get the update? When he
well, right now it's free.
Okay.
And like I said, I've just changed this up this year. And I really like what I'm doing here, and I see a lot of things that are going to change over the year. So I might throw one more in here at no cost next week. However, because of the change of the report, and now that we're, it's from Friday really all the way through Monday, I won't be able to what do you call it? Just have
Update.
You're gonna have to, you're almost gonna have to get a membership so you can go in there and change and see the changes that are made.
Okay, yeah, see the new updates, right? The updated forecast.
Right. So that's going to change. So I'll have that all taken care of by week 4. But between this week and next week, it'll be no charge. You can just go straight there, and we'll have instructions moving forward.
Awesome. Hey, you know what? That's a great deal. Hey, if it's free, it's for me. And folks, you can get the double coverage report today for free, week number 2 at frogtownsports.com, or you go to the website. Actually, go to Frogtown because it's free, and you'll be able to get it there. And hopefully Gil will give you another winning week. All right, Gil. Hey, you know what? Great forecast here. Great show. And again, I want to thank you for coming on Mondays and Fridays. Gil will be back here with us on Monday. We'll break down the weekend. We'll break down the Monday night football game. Actually, we got 2 of them, so we probably got 2 games to break down. And so anything to say before you go, Gil?
Good luck.
Good luck. There you go. I'm out of a few words. I love it. All right, Gil, have a great weekend, buddy, and we'll see you on Monday.
All right, take care. Thank you.
Take care. Cheers. All right, that's Gil the Thrill Melendez, and again, that's Frogtown Sports. And guys, you know what? Gil killed it, and he's been doing this for years. Anybody who's in contests in Vegas knows the name Gil Melendez and Frogtown Sports. And you know what? We'll see what here this weekend. That's the beauty about sports, right? What does Herm Edwards say? Where's my Herm Edwards? Hey, where's Herm?
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it. That's the great thing about sports.
That is the great thing about sports, right? You play to win the game. All right, so again, you can get Gil's double coverage report for free. Go to his website. Go support Gil and his website on Frogtown Sports, and go get that double coverage report. And if it helps you win, you'll be back in week number 3, right? It's it's old Janet Jackson song. What have you done for me lately? And if it wins, they come back. All right. Speaking of winning, let's get to the 80% Club stats, and I got some good one for you guys this week. But before we do that, we got a QAI.
We talking about practice, not a game. We talking about practice, man. I mean, how silly is that?
It's not silly at all, Alan, because we're talking about the 80% Club stats, and you can get these stats each and every day at atsstats.com. And you can see the Broncos are 19-1 as a home team during week 2 since 1996. Holy cow! Where's my Harry Carey? Hey.
Holy cow!
That was so good, I gotta say it again. The Broncos 19-1 as a home team in week 2 since 1996. How about them Cowboys? They're 16-1 as a -7, 9.5 home favorite before a non-division game since 1996. That's good for 94.1%. The 49ers 14-1 as a 7 to 9.5 away favorite on 6 days rest since 96. And my Buffalo Bills 13-1 as a home team coming off a Monday night loss since 1996, and that's good for 92.8%. You know what? I kind of like the over better in that game. The over is absolutely crazy. The history between these teams in Buffalo, I think it's like 11-1 in the last 12 meetings to the over. All right, there you have it. That is the Rain Report 80% Club stats. And again, folks, you can get my selections each and every week. Having a good start to the season. I went 2-1 last week in the NFL pick pack, and college football 5-1 to start the year. I do have my college football pick packs up now. I will have my college NFL picks loaded this afternoon, and you can get that today at atsstats.com. And great work, Gil. See you at the winner's circle, says F, and F is for fantastic. Ray, do you like the Bengals money line, Cincinnati money line? you know what? I was leaning towards Pittsburgh. Now Gil's got me thinking. And again, why is Cleveland favored? So I think, Derek, you want to sit and wait in that one. And I do like the Titans +3. I don't like the Chargers money line. I like the Titans +3 this weekend. All right, folks. As Harry Carey would say, holy cow, that was a good show. And I'll be back here on a cash out Monday. I'll remember what a cash out Monday means. It means you have a good weekend, and don't forget to cash out. That means you made money. In the meantime, shop for value, play those percentages. I'll see you back on Monday with another edition of the Raymond Report. Cheers.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey from Wrigley Field on a beautiful day for baseball.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man.
Joe owned the Chiefs.
Owns.
I don't know.
Struggling.
Can we have fun? You're damn right. I demand that we have fun.
Put that coffee down. Coffee's for closers only.
Straight cash, homie.
Holy cow!
It's a dog-eat-dog world, Sammy, and I'm wearing milk-bone underwear.
What the hell's going on out here?
Woo!
If you smell what the rock is cooking.
That's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Let's go to eat a goddamn snack.